Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are discussing about most asked HTML and CSS questions part 1. Okay, uh, so let's get started. The first question is what is HTML5? HTML5 is a markup language used for structuring and displaying content on the internet. This includes animations, audio, images, and text, among many other things, and all without the need of additional software. HTML5 is the most recent and most advanced version of the HTML language. Second question is what are the elements in HTML5? Elements are the components of HTML5 code that instruct the web browser how to structure and interpret the HTML5 document. Typically, they are encompass an opening tag, a closing tag, and specify content between the opening and closing tag, depending on the types of tag used. Next question is what are the key element HTML5 page structure element? The most important HTML5 structure element are header, footer, nav, section, article, aside, etc. The header contain in the top of the page, footer containing in the bottom or footer of the page, navbar containing the navigation functionality of the page, section containing one section that is thematically similar to other section. Next question is how do you link to another web page using HTML5? We can use anchor tag or a tag in our code. A tag in code is used for href attributes. We can use anchor tag or a tag in code is used with the href attribute linked to other web pages. The URL link text are both included in the element. For example, a link to the Google homepage would look like this in HTML5 code. We Here we can use a tag and href attributes and the link of the pages. Okay. Next question is what are the types of list in HTML5? There are three types of HTML list. One is ordered list, second is unordered list, and third one is description list. The order list is used for group related item in a specific order, and while unordered list which is used to group related item in a particular order, and the description list which is used to group terms and their descriptions. Next question is what are images maps in HTML5? Image maps are images with several clickable areas that link to different web pages. The use of map tag and area tags coordinate are specified to segment to the image into different areas and then relevant link are applied. Next question is what are some of the most important API in HTML5? HTML5 supports a wide range of APIs. Some of most popular one are included. First one is geolocation API, second one is history API, third one is web speech API, fourth one is web notification API. The geolocation API used for identify the user's location, and history API which provides access to the browser navigation history, and web switch API which provides speech recognition functionality, and web notification API used to send web-based notification to the user. Next is what is the difference between HTML element and HTML tags? HTML elements communicate to the browser to render text when the elements are enclosed by the brackets. They form HTML tags. The most of the time tags come in a pair or surround content. Next question is how to insert a copyright symbol on a browser page, and we can use and copy or and hashtag 169 the ASCII code in the HTML5. Okay, now we can start CSS question part 1. The first question of CSS is what is the box model in CSS? Which properties which CSS properties are a part of it. A rectangle box is wrapped around every HTML element. The box model is used to determine the height and width of the rectangle box. The CSS box consists of the width and height, or in the absence of that, default values and the content inside, padding, border, margin, etc. In image, you can see all the things. You can understand by below images. And the next question is how to include CSS in a web page. There are three ways to include CSS in a web page. First one is there are
External
major
style
three
sheet.
types. An external file linked to your HTML document using link tag. We can link the style sheet on the HTML page. And the second one is embed CSS with a style tag. A set of CSS style include within your HTML page. And third one is inline styles to the HTML page. CSS rule applied directly within the HTML tag. Style can be added directly to the HTML tags using a style tag. The next question The next question is what is the difference between inline block or block element? The block element the block element always start on a new line. They will also take a space for an entire row or width. List of block elements are div, p tag, etc. And the inline elements don't start or don't start on new line. They appear on the same line as the content and tags beside them. Some examples of inline elements are a tag, span tag, strong tag, image tag. And inline block element are similar to inline elements. They expect they can have padding margin and set width height values. Okay. Next question is what are the pseudo elements and pseudo classes? Pseudo elements allow us to create items that do not normally exist in the document tree. For example, after or some of these are before, after, first letter, first line, selection, etc. The next question is how to opacity specified in CSS3. Opacity refers to the degree to which the content is transparent or opaque. We can use the property name opacity which takes the value ranging from 0 to 1. 0 specifies that the element is completely transparent, where 1 means the element is completely opaque. We can use the opacity property as follows. We can give opacity to a div or a p tag or image, etc. Next one is why should we use float property in CSS? The float property is used for positioning in HTML element horizontally either towards the left, right of the container. For instance, float demo, float right, or float left. Next question is what is the Z index in CSS? Z index is used for specifying the vertical stacking of the overlapping element that occur at the time of its positioning. It specifies the vertical stack order of the element positioned. That helps to define how to display of element would happen in case of overlapping. Next question is what is differentiate between CSS3 and CSS2? The main difference between CSS3 and CSS2 is that CSS divides different sections into modules and support many browsers. It also contains new general siblings combinator responsible for matching two similar elements. Next question is what is the difference between a class and ID? So, class is a way of using HTML element for styling. They are not unique and have multiple elements. Where ID is unique and it can be assigned to a single element. ID is defined with class is defined with dot and ID is defined with hashtags. So thanks for watching and please don't forget to subscribe us for